All right, here we are. Welcome back to, well, not welcome back. Welcome to the first episode of Tread Talk Podcast. Basically, I'm Tread. Says it right here on my arm, or Zyan, whatever y'all want to call me. But I started this podcast because I felt like I have a lot of social anxiety and things like that, and so for me, it's like to overcome that, I gotta just open up more. You know what I'm saying? Be more vulnerable. Plus, if people know me from social media or whatever I do with videography, then they see like a lot of the work without really knowing the person behind the camera. You feel me? So that's why I started this podcast. Um, with that being said, let's get into it. So a little bit about me. I am from Vegas. I am a videographer full time. Is all I do. I've shot everything from music videos, weddings, commercials, reality shows. Man, I don't even know. Everything. And I can say I'm part of like the very few percentage of people that can actually like be successful at it, you know? And I'm not even all the way where I want to be, but the fact that it just pays the bills is a blessing in itself, you know? I did go to college. I dropped out twice. My mom was, man. Nah, but to be real though, like I told my mom before I went to college, like, hey, this might not be the best route for me. And she was like, no, you're going. So I went the first time, you know, like right out of high school. I had my associates already, but right out of high school I went to UNLV, and I lasted like a good semester. And then I was just like, nah, it ain't it. Dated this girl, not gonna lie. Got caught up in some stuff for a couple months, you know what I'm saying? Not really focused on much. Still filming, but not really focused on like the direction of my life. And then we broke up, went through this spiral. Was like, you know what? I'm gonna try college again. You know, I'm still young. Like, you know, I could go back to college. I'm only, by this time I think I'm 19. You know what I'm saying? I go back, chilling, doing good. You know what I'm saying? Meet another girl. Yeah, if y'all don't pick up by now, I have a big girl problem, right? Meet another girl. And I wouldn't say she was the reason I got distracted, but I will say like just overall, when I'm in relationships, I be thinking big. Like I'm thinking like, how am I gonna get us to a higher level? So, and it's like I will focus more on us before myself. You know what I mean? So did that. Ended up dropping out again. I got a good offer to do some corporate videos and stuff like that. So, I mean, and now I'm 21, living life. I mean, it's worked out the second time. The first time I dropped out, I'm not gonna lie, I was on some BS. My mom, man, she was so mad. When I tell you, like, the first, like, I don't think she talked to me for like a good 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, when I say mad, I don't know. And the second time, she was like, all right, at least you got a plan this time. You know what I'm saying? At least you got a plan if you don't go back. But if I talk to her right now, she's still gonna be like, you need to finish, you know? And respectfully, I get it. But I mean, college though, bro, college wasn't really, looking back, like everybody at UNLV, all they wanted to do was like party. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to like just be outside and in an unsafe environment. So one thing about me is like, I'm scared. I'm a scary person. I will admit that any time of the day. Like, I don't like going to house functions or apartment functions because of the fact that those typically, you know what I'm saying, those typically get aired out or people start beefing and then police always come. So like, if you see me outside, I'm probably in a more nicer establishment with, you know, like security and stuff like that, like at the door. But yeah, I mean, I just felt like going to all these dorm parties and doing all this and that, like it wasn't for me. So I really couldn't relate in that way. Then also I felt like my friends at the time, they were fresh college students, like freshmen. Me, I got my associates. I was going to I was going to college for the last 2 years of high school. So it was like I had already had college experience. I had my college associate's degree. So really I'm going in as a freshman, but only had 2 years left. So it was just like, mind you, now we're not in the same classes. We're not doing a lot of things. So it was just like, it wasn't no connection for me. And it kind of like made me want to like drop back and do my own thing. And then on top of that, I'm doing video. I'm making money. Most freshmen are broke. And that's normal, 'cause that's a point of your life, you know what I'm saying, where you're not focused on working, you're focused on just getting your education. Whereas me, I was like, I'm gonna get this education, but I can't be broke doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that was another thing. So again, it was hard to like make friends and then have friends that I could relate to, because there's like a lot of things I just passed up on because, hey, either I'm editing or I gotta go film or yada yada. So it was a lot, but no regrets though. I mean, hey, all right, y'all. So let's just get into the whole my music video career, because my music video career, man, I want to say I probably shot over 1,000 music videos, and I can honestly say, out of that 1,000, about 10 came out good that I actually liked. From like working with the client to shooting to editing to delivery, only like 10, and mainly because at one point I was taking everything, doing everything, just putting my tag or whatever on everything, and it was like, bro, like I told y'all, I'm scared. I'm scary. I don't want to go to the hood. I don't want guns pointed in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that I didn't want. Like, I didn't want to walk into a room with 12 guys. They got one pole and $100 bill trying to flex. Like, I can't. It's not for me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the quality of work went down. Everything went down because there's no budget. There's no nothing behind it. So, out those videos, all I was gaining was like street cred, which is cool. Like, when they see me, they say what's up. But like, overall, it's like, bro, like that's not like an example of what I would want to put out, you know, for myself or anything like that. So just with videography, it was just like, or even not even videography, but like my career, I'm like, this is not going to sustain me. Music videos would not sustain me if at this rate of just doing these quick run and gun, $100, $200, $300, like that's not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me kind of like have to reevaluate. Fortunately, I was able to like get with some labels, you know, get proper funding, have the client or the label put up money behind their videos, which, man, that helps out a lot. And that's kind of like where I'm at now, where it's like I don't really take many music videos unless, one, I believe in the artist or the song. I don't care about the budget, or two, they have a really good budget and I don't care about the artist or the song, and or three, it's a good mix of all three of them. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's where I'm at with it. But man, I think my craziest like experience with music videos had to be like, I was at the mall, right? And I shot this video for a guy maybe like 2 months prior. In his song, he dissed somebody. Again, I'm not paying attention to the lyrics. I don't even know. I don't even care. He dissed somebody. And that person he dissed walked past me at the mall. They said, hey, at that time, it was like, hey, aren't you shot by Tread? And I'm like, yeah, I'm shot by Tread. What's up? And he's like, you shot the video for this person and they talking about me in the song. So what's up? Bro, that ain't my business. Like, like respectfully, I'm a hired videographer. I'm a hired mercenary, whatever you want to call me, right? You pay me, I'm going to just film for you, right? That's all it is. You can diss him in the song and I'm going to shoot it for you too. So don't beef with me. Your beef is with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't show no loyalty to none of them affiliations. So just throwing that out there. But yeah, that was like, that's when I knew like, okay, I gotta get out. I can't stay doing music videos. And honestly, right now, I'm kind of at the point where I just want to build and kind of stay, not even behind the camera, just way more behind the scenes, like silently producing so much stuff, you know what I'm saying? Working with so many people, doing so many things, and not even so much doing the camera work, but just like planning, you know, helping with marketing, helping with ads, helping with like a bigger direction to help boost something to generate revenue. And I just take splits of that revenue, you know what I'm saying? So that's really where my thought process is right now, because it's like with the video market, it's a never ending rat race where you're just like, you just going, and it's like you look up, 20 years from now, you have not established a 401k for yourself. You have not established the HSA for yourself. You have not established a lot of things. And it's like those things are really important as I got older. Like as I'm getting older, actually, it's like you need to have a plan for your future. And if you think that, say making even $1,000 or $2,000 for one project, but you only shot 1 or 2 projects that month, you know what I'm saying, with nothing else, and like that's not, you're gonna be in this rat race. So now it's like I shoot, I edit, I do everything still the same, but now I'm more selective with my clientele, and I don't even care about the money right now, like up front to this day. I care more about the money down the line. Like I'm trying to build partnerships, build businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go shoot for a restaurant and be like, "Yo, I'll run your whole everything." If that's what they want, and we could talk about splits from there. But I'm not really looking just to show up one time, shoot one commercial, get paid $150 and walk out. So that's about just being strategic and everything. But before I get out of here, I know it's kind of short. This is technically episode 0. It's not an official podcast. It's just something to get the brand out there, get the name out there. You feel me? So I'm gonna leave on one. I'm always try to leave on one random thing happening in the world that I'm gonna comment on, speak on, whatever. Right? This experience actually comes from a true story. Actually, like 2 days ago. Right? I got a haircut. If you listening, you probably can't see it, but if you watching, then you definitely see. I had got a cut, right? And this is my first time going to a woman barber. And let me just tell you about barbers right now. And I'm gonna hate this. I don't care. Barbers, bro. If I walk in and you got a ring light, black gloves on, and you got your phone on a tripod, filming all your clients, I'm most likely walking out because I was raised more in a traditional barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Everybody watching football. I'm not saying, like, I know times have changed, social media has taken over, it's part of your marketing, it's part of your stuff. But if you think because you got all of that, you got a camera better than what I got next to me right here, you got all this stuff, and you talking about so a cut's gonna be like about 120, 140, I'm walking out. My cap to what I would pay for a cut is probably no more than $40. And you can say, oh, well, you can get a $40 cut. Okay, cool. I don't even want all them enhancements. I don't want you putting the blue light on my face. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, if I want that, I'll just go book a whole spa day or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like these barbers out here paying or charging $120, $80 even. Anything past 50, I'm looking at you kind of sideways. Now I can understand if it's like your basic cut, starts at 35, 40, cool. And then if I want like my face to get done, that's another 20. If I want, even 20 still pushing it. But like if I want all this stuff to get done and then, it adds up to that. But no, just to walk in off rip, you charging me $80 or 100, like, But anyway, back to my point. I walk in, it's old, traditional barbershop. You can probably tell they don't get much traffic, but they stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? Walk in, it's an older black lady, probably mid 50s, early 50s. She was like, "Come on," and I was like, "I don't want to be rude." You know what I'm saying? I don't want to disrespect her, but okay, I'm gonna give her a shot. I sit down. She's like, "What you want?" Mind you, my sides were a little more grown out before she cut it. And I was like, just really like a fade on the side, line up. She's like, "You want to do your face?" I was like, "Hey, cool. Do my face, right?" That was probably the most like scary haircut ever. But not because she was a woman. Not because of her age. I honestly, it was just like she wasn't really listening to directions in my mind at first. Cause like, at first I do a fade and I start feeling you cutting all the way up the top of my head with the guards on. I'm like, I know my fade ain't this high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my hair. I know. And then she started doing things a little bit differently. Like, she started with the lineup just a little bit. Like, she did like the little C cups first. And I'm sitting there like, okay, but you're not going to fade me then the C. Anyways, I'm not a barber. I don't know. So Anyways, she's going through my haircut. I'm low key in there sweating. Like I'm sweating. Like, yo, what the heck? She started doing my face. And I don't like I like my face to get like my beard to get touched, but like my biggest gripe is like when barbers put they freaking clippers on my lip. Like I feel like I'm gonna get a bum or something on my lip. Like I don't like that. You feel me? um. So anyway, so she did that. She put it on my lip, or whatever. I was like, I'm kind of getting a little hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then she showed me that mirror, boy. I said, oh, and she's like, you look nice. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Cause now I realized something though. A woman barber is gonna cut you to make you look good. They know what they like to see in men, regardless of the age or anything else. They know what they want to see in a man. So like she did my beard, like she did like this, like she faded my beard dang near. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, okay. No, I paid 45. I paid 45. I gave her extra 5. It was 50. I just noticed I wasn't going past 40. But how I felt in that chair afterwards, I was like, yeah, this lady got it. She, mm-hmm. She clean. She clean with it. I'm gonna give it to her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel though. Y'all mess with women barbers and not really. What y'all paying for a cut? I don't know. But like I said, y'all, I'm gonna call this episode 0 because this is just a filler. This is just putting it out there. See what's gonna happen. But yeah, Tread Talk, all platforms. We gonna make it work. We gonna put something out there. We gonna. I'm excited for what's to come. So thank y'all. Peace.